Psalms chapter 37 and verse 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And these devils, man, they're getting very, very bold on how they feel about you so-called Negroes here in America, man. You got these devils, they cursing you out, they calling you all types of, you know, slurs and all that. That's pushing your buttons. You got these devils on these devils in the system that are not hiding their hatred for you so-called Negroes, any longer, man. They can't contain themselves. They just have to let it out. Case in point, you got this devil, this devil officer, because it came out that a lot of these law enforcement officers are ex, Klan members and even worse. And they hate your guts, man. They hate your guts, Jake and Eve. So I've seen a couple of videos recently on how black women, so-called black women, are loving Edomite men, saying pretty much forget. I'm not saying that this woman that this happened to is saying that. I'm just saying as a whole, not as a whole, but as a increasing number day by day with the so-called black woman. She's making videos on how so-called black women should deal with the so-called white man instead of Jake. And this is a warning to you, Eve, because this is really how Esau feels about you, man. This is really how these devils really feel about you. Yeah, they'll use you for whatever they want to use you for. Throughout history, they have used you to go against your man, and you still uphold that today. But in the end, this is how he's going to feel about you. This is how he's always felt about you, but this is really how he's going to show he's felt about you since day one. So I want to play it, but I want to get another scripture real quick. Because these devils, man, they can't hide it no more. It's burning them up because they're losing their kingdom, right? And who has he always blamed for any losses that he's taken, man? So-called Negroes, right? This is the book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11. Do I want this one? Yep. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, man. So here in 2026, and all the way going back to the beginning, this devil has always had hatred for you Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. It's been a perpetual hatred, meaning an ongoing hatred that he has for you. And he's about to show you how he really feels about you, man. It's about to be a different spirit and it's already a different spirit in this country, but as far as these devils go, they're about to show you their true nature, man. And their true nature is to shed the blood of you Israelites, man. Right? They really want your blood. They thirst for your blood, man. So let's play it. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing, the elect be edified. Shalom.
Violent confrontation leading to a North Carolina officer being fired today. The officer captured on video repeatedly punching a woman. The incident sparking outrage and protests in the community. We want to warn you, some of these images are disturbing. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimber.
Tonight, a North Carolina police officer seen in this now viral video showing him repeatedly punching a woman has been fired.
This incident does not reflect the values of the Shelby Police Department.
The doorbell camera video shows a Shelby police officer taking 34-year-old Sherry Moore to the ground before striking her multiple times. Another officer is seen running into frame, appearing to tell his colleague to stop. Moore can be heard asking.
And I believe this officer standing up is a Jake officer. And he came over trying to tell the Edomite, this devil, to stop hitting her. And he wouldn't stop, man. All he seen was blood, you know. All he seen was blood, man. He didn't care. He didn't care what Jake was saying. In his mind, he was like, "Get back, nigger, and let me do what I want to do." You know, if that Jake officer wasn't there, or if this would have been at nighttime, this devil probably would have killed her, man. But these are the people that we are under, man. This is the people that we are subject to in these last days. And these are the people that the Lord is going to allow to put hands on 2/3 of our people, man, because they don't get it. They don't get it.
The officers to call her father, saying she's not on her medication.
I'm not on my medication.
Authorities had said the incident happened while officers were conducting a criminal investigation and encountered a suspicious female in the area. But exactly what occurred before the recording started remains unclear.
No justice, no peace.
The video sparking protests Friday.
And here go Jake with the no justice, no peace. You ain't tired of that, man? You ain't tired of that?
You can only imagine how I feel to see my niece body slammed to the ground at 90 pounds, no matter what she was charged with, arrested for.
And tonight, Moore's family sharing photos they say show her injuries following the encounter.
This is an example of how a community can move forward when we have a terrible situation.
Look at this devil, man. You know he's a devil. He had to come out here, save face. He got a bunch of these Negroes behind him. They're always bald-head Negroes too, man. Always, man. You know? So that way they could calm him down. Listen, we don't need to go any further with this. He's fired. You know, into the next one, and then he could come and say it again. These devils have had a perpetual hatred. I just read it, man. This is in North Carolina. You know how, them devils get down in the South. Sundown towns out there. A lot of these devil cops, they come from these sundown towns, man. In the South. Man.
Rise. We take responsibility, we engage in dialogue, and we try to come to solutions that will result in the best outcome.
And with tonight, the family tells us that all charges have been dropped against Sherry Moore as the state's Bureau of Investigation is reviewing potential criminal charges for that now fired officer. Whit.
Andrew Dimber.
So, look at him, man. This is what he wanted to do. He said, man, listen. He said, man, I'm put hands on you, man. I don't like you anyway. Right? So, yeah, let's get some scriptures, man. This is Sirach chapter 27 and verse 15. It says, the strife of the proud is bloodshedding, and their revelings are grievous to the ear, man. Yeah, man. So these are the most proud people on the planet. Esau is is the most proud on the earth, man. Right? He's the most proud. You can't tell these devils that they're not doing the right thing. You know, because they've been doing it for so long. And who better for them to do it to than, you know, Jake. So when you go into that word strife, it says strife is a noun that refers to bitter, angry, or violent conflict, right? Disagreement or struggle between individuals, groups, or nations, right? And Esau has always had strife for Jacob, always, you know? So it says again, it says, verse 15, it said, the strife of the proud is bloodshedding. And what she got? Her blood was shed, man. You seen the pictures? Let's put them up there. Seen the pictures? Look. You know? It says, and there, Salakia. Let me read that again. This is Sirach chapter 27, verse 15. This says, the strife of the proud is bloodshedding, and their revelings are grievous to the ear, man. Right? These devils, they love, you know, having strife and revelings toward the nation of Israel. You know? Let's get another one. Sirach chapter 8. Because ain't no doubt in my mind that this devil would have put her to death if it would have been dark out there, if that other cop wouldn't have showed up. He seen red. Sirach 8 and verse 16, it says, strive not with an angry man. And Esau is the most angry, most proud toward your Israelites. And go not with him into a solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight, and where there is no help, he will overthrow thee, man. So there was help for this woman, right? The other cop intervened. He told him to stop, man. He kept hitting her. This woman can't be no more than 100 pounds, man, 120 pounds. That officer had to be a little over 200, right? But you think Esau give a damn? It tells you that this devil will not show favor to the young or the old. You know? Let's get this last one. Lamentation. All right, Lamentation 4, because this is what it is. These devils have always been a problem for us, man. Always have been a problem for Jake. Always. Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 18, it says, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets, man. They said it was this, they looking for, you know, they got calls of a crime. And when they got there, they seen a suspicious woman. So pretty much anybody you seen, once you got the call, you was going to deem them to be the reason why you got the call. Like they was the perpetrators. They was the ones that committed the crime. See how these idiots act, man? See how these idiots think? Talking about these devils, man. They think like idiots, man, because they are idiots. It says, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, meaning our captivity is over, man. Pretty much over. It said, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heavens, man. Because why? When Jake does something, or when anybody calls on Jake, who's the first one to show up? Esau Edom, man. Right? And they do it quick. They there quick, man. Before you can hang up the phone, they there. Because what? He wants to shed that blood. He got a thirst for blood. It says, our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness, man. So they waited and they waiting for us to go off, man. But the Lord tells you in Psalms 125, verse 3, right? This is what Jake don't understand, man. The Lord is the only one that's going to be able to protect you from these devils. And I'm going to close out with this. This is Psalms 125:3. It says, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous. And who's the rod? Who's the rod of the wicked, man? Right? Esau, Edom. Right? A rod is used as a whipping stick. It says, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands to iniquity, which is sin. So if you're going off, the Lord going to sick these devils on you. Right? If you're doing what the Lord told you to do and what he commanded you to do, the Lord will protect you from these devils. Point blank, period, man. So let this be a tall tale sign for you Jakes, man. Right? Don't play with these devils, man, especially them devils in uniform. Because they got they got the license to kill. They got the power to kill you, man. And you already know how that's gonna go in court. So, yo, man, just get right, man. Turn to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua before it's too late. I'm gonna leave it there. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua willing, the elect was other Father. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. To the next lesson. Shalom.